There are two kinds of activities I find myself wanting to share now. What I call cosmic activity, which is the activity that this body was divinely created to perform, actually. And there's the activity which is mental activity, which is the kind of constantly chatter that goes on in our mind, and always fantasizing and projecting, which is an activity that distorts your natural harmony. It distracts us from our natural harmony. The activity that comes from ego or from strong personal identity, that will distract you and keep you blind to the deeper awareness of your soul force, your natural harmony or unity with God self or pure awareness. Now, we have been so much conditioned in life to develop in ego or personal identity, taking personal identity to be the fact of our existence and not the root or the fictional existence. The personality, or sometimes people don't like to think that personality or personhood and ego are the same, but they are actually. Ego does not mean beating your chest and saying, I'm so great. Ego can also be like this. It can also be very nice. What does ego mean? It means a strong conviction that you are your body, mind conditioning, that you are your persona or your personal identity. Personal identity is also a mode of consciousness. It's also consciousness, but it becomes so limited because of its conditioning and outlook. It's like you're existing on 20%, 10% of what you really are. Even that's a very high number, 10%. If we are living merely on the basis of personhood, then we are almost cut off. You are never cut off, but you feel almost cut off experientially from the Supreme Self, which we are, factually and fundamentally. So if spirituality has anything, any power, it is again to reconnect, so to speak, with our eternal self, which is where? In which direction? I would have to ask you, go in search of yourself. Start going that way. I cannot tell you that. Because you are sitting in yourself, but unaware. We are sitting in the heart of ourself, but unaware of what it is experientially. Is it too many words I've spoken like that? I'm not creating anything. I'm only pointing to something. This is the beauty of satsang. I'm not telling you what you have to become. Maybe, if anything, I'll probably show you what you must unbecome. Because what you are, you cannot become. You can only rediscover. Actually, life is about rediscovering our true or fundamental reality or nature. Unlike the ego is always trying to become something. Can you see this? We're always trying to become a better person, trying to become more loved, trying to become accepted, trying to become successful in the world, trying to become famous, trying to become rich, trying to become powerful, trying to become. So few beings. And I count you inside that few. In this life, or in any life, I've begun to discover and to deconstruct from the delusion mentality, to rediscover our fundamental nature. And it's not like when you get over there. No, every moment. Once you've begun to recognize, every moment is like you're expanding in consciousness again. Every moment, at least, should be your attitude. You're constantly maturing by grace. Because grace is just another word for what you are. You're opened to grace. You're under God's care. I stand with every word I'm sharing with you. In our world, many people cannot be quiet. Too much mental junk food, emotional junk food. So nobody is keeping quiet. Even to say keep quiet, at a certain point there's nobody to keep quiet. There's just quiet. But in the beginning, you have to be told, keep quiet. Make effort. What's the effort? Is the effort to keep quiet? No, the effort to not engage with the noise. That is also quiet. If I say try and focus on being quiet, then it's effort to be quiet. It's not quite the true quiet. But if I say you can allow the noise, the movement, but don't identify, then it's easier. Then you don't have to do silence. You simply recognize the silence. What is the value of silence? Silence is the mirror to your own being. Even in satsang, I say, if you pay attention, you see the mind movement, identities playing, but you stay only to observe it, but don't identify. This is powerful exercise for everybody. Look, observe, but don't identify. And look what happened. At first, sometimes people like the driver on the road. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too strong. My mind is too strong. There's no dimmer switch for the mind to turn it down either. It's a boom, 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 boom. So, what to do? Little by little bit, you practice. You practice. And it becomes easier to observe without participating. Do we all get this, what I'm saying now? Because it's right crucial now. If you do it even for a little bit, I was even saying to some people, do it for 1 minute at a time. For 1 minute at a time, observe your mind without going into shape. Stay shapeless. 1 minute. Maybe in 1 minute you can't succeed even. Then you begin to see the virility of your mind. For 1 minute, you're gone. You're down the road eating pizza or something, and it's, whoa, what is that? You see the force of mind habit. But this is the beginning of your success. Let's just keep watching without identifying. You can set a little timer, but don't watch your clock. Because if you do this, then you're not true to it. Do it for 1 minute. And then do it for 2 minutes. Try to see. Just at first, it's like effort. It feels almost impossible. But stay with it. And gradually you'll feel somehow. If you don't identify with what is arising in the mind and the being, naturally and spontaneously, it will throw you back into natural self-awareness. We are very object awareness at the moment, meaning that we are what the senses are bringing, What the mind is imagining is like our day is full. Everybody is engaged, working for their mind. Nobody has time. Not even the unemployed have time. They're into something. So observe this thing, and as you observe, you start to see that naturally, just by that, you become naturally self-aware, which means the power comes back just to your own being. And you're going to love it so much that your love for it will result in the gift you are giving back to yourself, to be self-aware. Remember, I'm not telling you reject the world, curse the world, be cynical about anything. Just know thyself. Be aware. Don't learn about yourself only by books. Just like you cannot go to a restaurant and be satisfied with the menu. Okay? Beautiful pictures. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. You must put it in the mouth. You must chew. You must swallow. You must digest. Then assimilate. Even you're not doing it. You're not doing. At best I can say you're chewing. But once you swallow, it's out of your hands. Another power is taking over. Everything becomes here. Then after assimilation, combustion. What we are sharing here, I'm not asking you to keep. Use. Follow it. Then it will combust into spirit, which means that it becomes one with you.